My dear children, I write this letter to you as testimony of my undying love. Theorcus, my beloved, you will honor our goddess more than I ever could. Ricard, my cherished, find your father's steel and face the challenges ahead.
What happened?
She knew Marike was coming for her.
Never forget, the bonds that tie the six of you will be your strength.
Lies. You should have saved her.
She deserves the peace of death.
What an interesting family you must have.
Is that fear I sense?
Stay in the light. Never give into darkness. Your loving mother, Mahin.
Hello everyone!
Hello.
Hello! So, I hope that the sound is all okay for you guys. If not, please just yell in the chat so that we all know that the audio level is not good. Hopefully it should be. We tested it before because we're professionals. Alright, so welcome everyone, and for those who are new, for those who just found out about Solasta 2 at the Game Awards that the trailer just came from, we are here today with Mathieu. Mathieu, you are?
Hello. I'm the CEO of the studio, in charge of the creative vision of the game, and also doing lots of UI and rule set programming on the game.
Yeah. So Mathieu, it's very awkward. I'm really sorry, but we don't have like really great streaming equipment. So we're just using two microphones, and we have like this meeting room which is just used every day. And yes, I am in low resolution because for some reason the camera doesn't like me. Maybe a bit racist from the camera, but it doesn't really matter. So going back to Mathieu, the reason why Mathieu, the one very interesting thing about Mathieu is that he is the CEO, but he also wanted to basically still be very active in the development of the game. So Mathieu here is our CEO, creative director, and he's also part of the programming team. He does a lot of things that touches the rule set, for example, the classes, the powers, the spells, and the UI as well. A lot of things that touches the UI, he's the one to implement it. So if in any case you have like ideas or anything that goes with the classes and the powers will go through his hand most likely. And then we have with us also today Xavier. Xavier, you are?
I'm a game director and I'm mostly in charge of the game experience and the story and everything that goes with it, voice actors and motion capture and stuff like that.
Yeah, so Xavier also has a lot of hats to wear, like we say in French. So he has a lot of different responsibility. He oversees everything that has to do with anything that has to do with the game and narration, of course. So, if you have questions about the lore, about the story, about how this one thing is supposed to work or what we're expecting about X or Y, it's usually the to-go guy. And usually even within the team, sometimes we forget about stuff and we're like, Xavier, please enlighten us about how this mission is supposed to go because we don't know if it's broken or if it's like supposed to be that way. And myself, I am Emil. I am also Mizrim online. I am the community lead, so I am dealing with anything that has to do with communication with you, the players, or the fans. And also, I help a lot on everything that has to do with the D&D aspect of the game because I play a lot of D&D, just like Mathieu, just like Xavier. And I am very, 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 I look a lot at the rules. So I am the rule lawyer of the company. And when Xavier does something and I'm like, oh, it's not technically rules as written. And then it's like, I'm the guy at the table that, you like to hate because I told you that it's not a +2, it's a +3 actually. All right. So today we're going to be starting with, and I hope that the message is still working. All right, I'm seeing the messages. Okay, all good. So yeah, today what we're going to be doing is, first of all, we're going to be going quickly over the new trailer that we showcased. We talked a little bit about the voice actors very quickly, and then we'll go directly into the game to show you combat. So combat, we have not really shown anything about it, and except through trailers since the demo, and we have a ton of upgrades. Notably, everything that has to do with the update of the D&D 2024 rule set, right? Because the demo was still back then when the 2024 rule set did not have a SRD, so we couldn't implement it legally, and now we can. So there's a lot of things that you guys are going to be seeing. Let me just open the screen, and we are going to be showing here transition. There we go. So you might be seeing the trailer just looping on the main screen. So for our two guests today, you're not seeing it on the screen because I am not showing it to you. It's on my screen. But is there anything that you guys wanted to tell us about this trailer? Like, how did it come to life? Why did you want to go for a story trailer this time? Xavier, do you want to open with that?
Yeah, sure. Well, I think the story trailer was you guys' idea at the marketing, but
yes.
I think it was time to speak about the story of the game. For those who played the demo, there were a few hints about the fact that you would be playing siblings, but it didn't tell you much about the main story of the game. And, so now I think we're ready to tease a little more about what's happening in Solasta 2.
Yeah.
So the fact that you have two main NPCs who are your brother and sister, voiced by very talented people. And also, since we also have Amelia Tyler, who was already revealed, and Thomas, we wanted also to tell you about this great cast.
Yeah. So one of the things that's very interesting is because our Galaxies trailers, if you saw that a little bit ago, was more about a kind of a mix of gameplay and exploration, and we've never really touched the story aside from the reveal trailer that we did, a year ago. Yeah, do you want to?
And I think what's interesting as well with the way we tell the story is that we give you the full freedom of creating a party of 4 characters, completely random, and yet we wanted to connect that with a strong storyline and a deep character. So this is how we ended up mixing the 4 main characters that you're going to play and create, and then Deorcas and Ricard, who are very close to them. At the same time, you have this freedom mixed with depth of pre-written characters.
Yeah, that's very interesting because this was a challenge for us, right? Because back in Solasta 1, as you all remember, if you played Solasta 1, we had a fairly, standard start with a group of adventurers meeting in a tavern. But this time, because we also wanted to tell a story that was a little bit more personal, that had a little bit stronger links, not just 4 characters just meeting up in a tavern, we ended up choosing from, I think, Xavier and the writers, the story of a family. But we also did not want to give up the very, very core component of Solasta, which was you make your party, because it's the big part of D&D is playing someone you want to play, right? So we had this idea of mixing, hey, you are 4 orphans, meaning that you could be different ancestries with different affinities and still be part of that big family. And this story trailer was supposed to both convey that, saying, hey, you're still able to create your characters, but there is a very personal story told behind this, as we wanted to also put more emphasis on narration and, as Xavier has shown here, the voice actors.
Yes, and I know the sibling and the orphans thing is kind of bold, because obviously you can wonder, okay, my dwarf is very old, so how can he be from the same orphanage than a human who lives much shorter life? And I think if you think about that, it's not really a problem. Because the time that you spend when you don't have a family with people who become your family, your brothers and sisters, I think it matters, and everybody can understand that. So it's interesting because we can play with these characters, the same dynamics we had in the first game. People, arguing and not always being in the same spirit. But I think adding the family to that and your past when you were younger and with your adoptive parents and siblings, I think it gives a lot of material for emotion.
And there's one thing you won't be able to edit yourself when you create your characters, your 4 characters, your family name.
Yes.
So you're going to be a Cornwall. You choose your first name, but your last name is going to be told by the story, for at least or the main campaign of Solasta 2.
Yes. We say main campaign because we always
in the future
always hope for more, right?
Other campaigns,
just
but
like Solasta
for this
1.
story, you're a Cornwall. You're part of this family.
Exactly.
Something that might interest the D&D players is you still have a background that is from the time when you left the orphanage and you've been adventuring on your own before the beginning of the game. So you can still have a classic background in terms of rule set.
So how it works is we are still going to be using the very rules of D&D 2024, and in creating a character, the background is important. So what we did decide is the orphanage people, or like our party, is not straight off the orphanage, right? They all grew up, they all went their separate way, and they are meeting back up for this beginning of the game, where we have the death of Mahin, like this big funeral that we've seen in the trailer. Okay, so now that we've talked a little bit about this, we're going to be showing just very quickly the different. Wait, I'm just gonna stop studio mode because this is a.
While you look for that, just to clarify that the movie that you've seen at the Game Awards was done with in-game rendering.
Yes, everything is in-game. There's
it's
no
not
CGI. Yeah.
So we captured from the game engine and the actual cutscene that you're going to see. So maybe we did capture in 4K with the best quality, but yes,
this is the game.
This is the game. That's what's interesting, and the environments that you see, the creatures, they're lovely, and they're going to look almost like the same if you have a 4K 60 FPS machine. But anyway, it's in game.
Okay, so right now we are going to go through the 4 main voice actors that were shown in the trailer. The first one that we already knew before, Emilia Tyler. Why Emilia? How did we, think about her? Why did we choose her in particular for Shadwin? Xavier, can you give us a little bit of a...
Yeah, sure. Well, that's a long conversation, but when we wanted to have Shadwin as a very important character in this game, so a lot of work on her aspects, her backstory, and since we wanted to give her some depth, we needed a very strong voice.
Yes.
And Emilia Tyler, obviously now everyone knows her for Baldur's Gate 3 mostly, I think, even if she has a lot of previous experience. And I think she has everything for this character because she has the depth. She can give you a wide variety of emotions.
She does do strong, silent, not silent, but very strong and powerful women quite well, right? Because she's also playing in Hades 2, if I remember.
Yes.
Yeah, and her character is also kind of this very, very strong and silent type witch, kind of stoic. Where Shadwin is not necessarily that stoic, but Shadwin is also kind of like this mysterious.
No, but we
woman.
don't want to spoil everything. But she's more complex than she appears.
Exactly.
But Emilia can be very frightening with a few words, so that's very.
She does command authority.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, the next one that everyone knows is of course Ben Starr. Ben, who this time is incarnating a fairly old character, right, compared to what he usually does.
Yeah, maybe, but he's getting older too.
True, but that's.
I'm kidding. Well, no. What's funny is that originally the character didn't look as close as him, but we changed him.
He did get a few updates, right?
Yeah. We had a hard time finding this face, and I think we were influenced by the fact that Ben was voicing him. Ben
introduced the fact that the character was more disturbed than what we originally thought.
No, I think we At first, we thought it was a bit flat, too classic. And
the character,
the character, yes. Yeah. We wanted to give him a few flaws, and I think Ben loved to add this small quirks and flaws to the character, and it works very well.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty good choice. I mean, we were told by the studio, the recording studio, oh, you can have Ben Starr, we know him, and all. So we said, yeah, let's do that.
Ben Starr.
Yeah.
To be fair, Ben, we're all playing a game. Like we're all playing a lot of games, so we knew Ben Starr from a lot of different games, right? Like Final Fantasy 16.
Sure.
Of course, now in a lot of other games as well, because he is very prolific, but he is very, very good at what he does, and the character of Ricard really sounded good after he voiced him.
Sure.
Then we have Devora. So Devora Wild with the character of Diorcas.
Yeah, again, someone we all know from Baldur's Gate 3. What's interesting is that her character in BG3 is very specific. She has a special voice with a specific language. And we have the original Devora Wild. She can be herself, in terms of voice. And she's also very intense. It's really cool to have her. She can be very sweet and very aggressive, and this is a perfect choice for Diorcas. I think you will discover this character. She's
impulsive.
Yeah, slightly.
The character is very interesting, and there is she doesn't need to have like the filter.
Yes, that's what I meant
this time. And then at last we have Ellen Thomas. Ellen Thomas, that some of you may know less, but she was the voice of Ambessa in Arcane, and we were looking for a voice actor to play the strong character of Anastasia, right? And that's how we actually stumbled upon her.
Yeah, actually, I think the idea originally is from Thierry, our art director. We all watched Arcane, and pretty much everyone is a big fan because it's a fantastic thing. And we wanted someone who could express the fact that Anastasia is very powerful. She doesn't need to raise her voice to be scary, because you can feel that she knows how powerful she is. And Thierry told me, why not the actress who does Ambessa? And I was like, can we have her? And so we asked, and she agreed.
Yeah.
And it's again, working with her, when she's in the booth, you can feel that presence. It's awesome.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
All right. Do we have anything else to say? Otherwise, we're going to be jumping into the game.
Maybe some questions?
Okay, let's see. Do we have some questions, people, before we go into the game? Well, in the meantime, I'm just going to be loading the game. So we are starting with this one. Okay, let me see. All right, people, if you have questions, now is the time. I see people asking about kobolds, but it's not really the topic. So yes, will kobolds be playable in Solasta 2? No, not for now. At least it's not intended, because it's a little bit complicated. Are there any returning voice actors from Solasta 1? That's a question from someone here.
I think not.
Okay, so
we're using a different contractor.
Exactly.
So a different pool of talents.
So just so you know how we work with voice actors, because we also do receive a lot of people asking us to act in the game. We are a very small studio. Remember, we're 35 people in-house. And that means that we cannot have a dedicated team to do the coordination with voice actors. So we are going through an agency to help us manage that. Which is why right now, like Mathieu said, we are using a different agency than in Solasta 1, meaning that we don't necessarily know if exactly there's the same pool of people. Probably we can look, because we have
different countries, so obviously the actors are not the same.
Yes, okay.
Across the channel, but yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna take the question. So what subclass can we expect? This is something that we will talk more about later. We will kind of show a few here during this stream. How long is the campaign? Ideally 1.0 would be 40-50 hours like Solasta 1.
Yeah.
During early access, at the launch of early access, the idea is 10 to 12 hours of gameplay, which will be increased with the updates that we do during early access. Is Drow a playable species? Not necessarily. We do have like elves, and you can like customize visually.
We don't have any drows.
But we don't have
it's
drows.
not part of drows, you mean?
Yeah, drows, the dark elves.
It's not part of the SRD, so
Yeah.
we cannot use it.
Also, we see, will there be... Okay, are there going to be 5e 2024 feats in there? Remember, we're using the SRD, meaning that there are a few feats that are available, but we have to homebrew the rest. Because it's like we cannot use, for example, the Battle Master subclass on the fighter, because this is not SRD. So we can use the champion, but we cannot use the Battle Master. Will Steam Modding Workshop will be integrated? That's a question for 1.0. That's a little bit too far, so we don't know that one. In multiplayer later, not available. So just to make sure, multiplayer is not available at the launch of early access. We want to put an update out fairly quickly after the release of early access to have multiplayer so that people can play with their friends. But it's not like going to be there immediately.
But just to reassure people, we've been working on multiplayer.
Yeah, we've been
since
working
day
on
one.
it. Yes. Yeah.
So the whole game was developed with multiplayer
in mind. Yes. So it's not a maybe. It's a when. It's not an if. Is chill touch range or touch? It's not touch. It's now touch. Like in 2024. Yes. The name is. Will there be community-made campaigns? So community-made campaigns. I guess you're meaning like Dungeon Maker and so all of that. Right now, it's still something that we are not able to confirm, but I know that Mathieu has steadily started thinking about it.
It's something we want to do. It's just that we have a different engine, and it's still a tough nut to crack to determine how to do this properly. Even though there are elements of the game which are easily moddable. Yeah. But for the rest, we're still looking into it.
Yes. Okay, so we are going to be starting to show some combat because otherwise it's going to be 30 minutes without actually going into the gist of the actual stream. So we are going to change to the gaming screen. Can everyone see the game? We are now in a pause menu so that we don't get wrecked by monsters while we are looking at... Yes, so everyone can see it. Perfect. So, to give a little bit of context, this one is a random encounter. We are on the world map, we've been roaming around, we run into an encounter, and because we actually succeed our stealth check, we are now starting in cautious mode, so that we can ambush the monsters. Or, if we want to, we could as well sneak into the area here to leave the area without fighting. That's an option. If we were to fail the stealth check, the starting position would not be the same. Right now, the monsters are in the middle and we are on the side. But Xavier, what happens if we do not, succeed our stealth check?
Well, you're in the middle and you're surrounded by the enemy who has ambushed you.
Exactly. So this is also part of why skill checks, very important in D&D, will also be very important in Solasta 2. So you can see that some of the monsters are patrolling, so we are wanting to avoid them. And right now, the stealth system is still a little bit rough, so enemies can see you from very, very far. But in the final game, probably they'll be a little bit, more aware. Right now,
to clarify, you have 5 characters in the party, Emile?
Yes. Why is that? Mathieu, please explain.
Yeah, because you have a companion, so you can see in the control bar on the top, her frame is a bit roundish. It's a symbol for a companion. So she has lots of cool. I'm not going to say her name because I would spoil the campaign, but she has lots of cool powers and features. So the idea is that some people wanted to have more than 4 characters in the party for balancing purposes. It's complex, but still we allow from time to time to have a a companion joining the group up to 6 characters. And
Yes.
they can also become more powerful because in Solasta 1, companions tend to become a bit too weak at some point.
Yes,
So
because
here-
they didn't level up, right?
Yeah.
Now
So-
they are, going stronger with the adventure.
And recently we've also adjusted the amount of experience you gain from having a companion, so that it's not, well, it's easier, so you're going to get a bit less XP.
Okay. Okay, let me just check. Was
did you
looking
say
in the
something?
chat freezing up. No, we're good. Okay. So, yeah. So what happened
Okay.
here? Sorry. Xavier, did you want to say something?
No. Matthew asked me if I wanted to add something about the companions,
Okay.
maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's for us. It's a way also to make some of the NPCs more important and involved in the story, so you can really get to know them on the long term. You can recruit a companion and then let them at home for some time and come back to get them again in your party. And yes, they level up with you, and you will have a full story with them.
We've been gentle with them in 5e tabletop campaigns. When the companion dies, usually when it reaches 0 hit points, it's dead, it's finished. In this case, we've allowed death saving throws for companion as well.
Yeah, just
because
like in-
otherwise it would
just
be
like
too,
PCs,
too painful.
But if I may, the game is designed so that they can die and you can still go on playing, and
Yeah.
their death will not be forgotten. And
Forgotten, maybe, depending on the
no,
player.
I mean,
but
the idea is that you
Yes.
you should have an interesting experience, even if they die.
yeah.
But you'll see.
Yeah. So, as a reminder, because some people have asked in the past, you cannot continue the game if one of your character, the main characters, die.
Yeah.
You need to have like a resurrection scroll in your inventory or access to like a revivify, or it will be game over. You need to start the combat again. The reason for that is because narratively, the story is about those 4 brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
So if someone dies, it just doesn't work anymore. And all our cutscenes that are thought about, using all 4 characters would break. The story, the game would break. So the main characters cannot die. If they die, it's game over. The companions, however, can perma-die, right? If you let them fail their 3, saving throws, right now you cannot use like resurrection scrolls on them, right? It's like basically
You can now.
You still can. Okay,
You can.
so you can. But if you don't have any resurrection scrolls, you can leave them dead and it's over for them,
Yes.
right? Once the combat is over, it's over. So, what happened here is we have decided to start the combat before the enemy saw us, even though he's very, very close. Like I said, we're still tweaking the stealth system for now. And because we are, starting the combat with ambush, we do have surprise. And surprise in 5e 2024 is no longer a surprise round where people get surprised and they can't play. It's a modifier where the surprised enemies have disadvantage on their initiative roll. So you will see after the sneak attack resolves the initiative bar, and most likely most of the skeletons will be at the end of the initiative bar. Right now I started the combat with a sneak, like an attack of my rogue onto the skeleton because we were stealth, get a sneak attack, and because the sneak attack is more like kind of like a reaction, like you managed to land the blow, do you want a sneak attack? You can say yes. And there we go. And that gives us the initiative rolls, as you can see here.
Also interesting, Emil, you can see that the skeleton was vexed.
Yes.
Because your rogue has used the Vex weapon mastery, which is a new thing in 2024 rule sets that you can select depending on your class, whether you're a rogue, a fighter, paladin, a number of weapon masteries. And then when you wield such a weapon where you have a mastery, you get to unlock specific powers to
Exactly.
use Vex or Push or any. You have lots of choices, and it adds another layer of
Yes.
well, an interesting layer to combat for martial classes.
For example, we as a rogue here have 2 different. Okay, we didn't have the little tutorials as you can see here, but if we look at the characters, we can see that she has
It's at the almost the end.
at the end. This one, this one. Yes. Weapon mastery. We have like feats, vigilance, and then as the weapon mastery for rogue, we have short bow and dagger. Dagger has nick, which makes so that your bonus, like basically your offhand attack with the dagger, does not take a bonus action.
It's a free action. Yeah.
So you can do this and still do your cunning action to disengage, for example, which is really good for a rogue. So we have just started the round. As you can see here, they rolled with disadvantage. Rolling with advantage is something that we have to remove because because it's not roll as written. We have a ticket somewhere.
Did you report a bug already?
Yes, we did. It's like somewhere.
Thank you.
So because this was basically advantage versus disadvantage, and it was like super broken. But it's just something that we had inside. So we can see that unlike in the demo, because that was something in the demo that changed. In the demo, if you attack someone while being in ambush mode, you would roll the initiative first, and then people would play. Even if you wanted to attack with your bow, it didn't happen. What happened here is because that's actually how it works in D&D. The fact that you start a combat encounter, everyone rolls. Maybe the enemy sees the glint of your arrow, of your arrowhead, and they react before you can shoot the arrow. Normally that's something like this. But in the video game, one of the biggest feedback we received is, oh, it's bugged. I attacked the enemy, but my attack didn't start, right? So what we decided to do is very simple. The person who attacks will always, by initiating the combat, the attack will always trigger. It misses or it hits. It will take the main action because you attacked. But you will be basically put at the start of the initiative. So you don't get to play again because you had I decided to attack, so I played twice. This doesn't work. So you do act, and then you are out of your action. So our character here, Zoe, has started the combat with a sneak attack with a bow, vexing the skeleton here, Crossbone. And now it is time for the others to act. And as you can see...
You still have your bonus action.
I still have my bonus action.
You can do a cunning action to dash and attack with the
So apparently I already used my movement for some reason. So we'll have to see. Probably it's because I was sneaking. I don't really know. So my bonus action here is already used to move. That's not supposed to happen, I guess.
But can't you dash and use the...
No, because look, I already have... that's a good question.
I mean, if you dash...
Cunning action. Oh, you're not a rogue specialist, and what's going on?
Yep, I can.
And free action to hit.
Oh wait, okay, that's not supposed to happen. We're not supposed to have two sneak attacks. So, hey, we're debugging live. Thank you for joining us. This is a QA session. Don't worry, that's basically the game being in development. So you will find a lot of things like this during our streams. It's also part of the fun. You get to see the game while it's being developed, and you get the small anecdotes of things that are not supposed to be working. And yes, I know there's an echo, but that's just how the room is. So now we have our other characters, and you will also see a difference with Solasta 1. It's that once we do actually attack with a character that is sneaking, you are automatically revealed. And this is because that's how the rule works. In Solasta 1, we were a little bit more, let's say, friendlier with people who were sneaking. There we go. And you would still roll like a stealth check, right? But because of that, it would be like a little bit broken. You would kept on stealthing and...
Yeah, well, you had this advantage, but if you were very good at stealth, you could stay in.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see. We have our wizard here to display, and now we are playing the companion. So you can see that the companion is a little bit different because they... Oh, sorry about this. You're not supposed to see those errors. There we go. Close this. So we just put a code to avoid the debug pop-ups to show up. So our, as you can see here, our little companion cannot open her inventory because she is a companion. You do not have control over her inventory or her, skills and everything. She does, however, come up with her own set of weapons and also her own set of spells because she is a spellcaster.
Spells all powers if she has a specific class.
Exactly.
So the spells are slightly different for companions. It just follows the new monster manual in the way that monsters and some NPCs have X times of use of a powerful spell
per day,
and infinite amounts of usage for others, for example, but they don't have any spell slots yet like they used to do in 2014.
Yeah, so you're not playing, for example, Jetfa is not technically a wizard. She does not have 3 level 1 spell slots, 2 level 2 spell slots, and stuff like this. She actually here has 3 cantrips, 3 spells, and they all are cast as level 2 spell slots. So as you can see, if I click on Magic Missile and I'm throwing the Magic Missile at... Okay, she's too small, she cannot see them for some reason. So I'm just gonna like blast the Skeleton Caster. You can see that I'm throwing 4 Magic Missiles, so it is a level 2 spell slot that is being used. Alright, now we have our fighter, and it is something that we're gonna show is we're gonna be showing also something that we didn't have in the demo, which is ready action.
Yeah.
So in Solasta 1 you used to have a ready action button, and basically the button would say, hey, if someone comes in, do I blast with a melee attack, a range attack, or spell, which is a cantrip. Here you can basically do ready action on a lot of different things. So here I can just say I want to ready action on my melee attack, but you'll see later that I will show you can do a ready action on a spell, a specific spell. You can do ready action on a guiding bolt, on a cure wounds, on anything that actually is single target for the moment. AoE at the moment don't work with that. Okay, so they're too slow to get to me, so unfortunately the ready action did not trigger. But I will actually do that with this character. So the dwarf will ready action a guiding bolt. Anyone who comes close will start to get blasted in the face by a guiding bolt. Okay, we will be moving up with a dash. And we'll try to go for this skeleton here. We'll take an attack of opportunity, but that's okay. We are very nimble. And then we're gonna start stabbing. There we go, 7 damage. And that's a miss.
You never train hard enough.
Now, our wizard can cast a couple of different spells, as you can see here, because I went a bit fast and get to see them. So you can see that he has a lot of spells for level 2. He has Shocking Grasp, Shadow Dagger, Light, Firebolt, Annoying Bee coming back from Solasta 1, Acid Splash.
It's a lot of spells, but I think this is because this wizard has also the
Ritual casting, yes.
not
ritual
magic
initiate, yes.
So
he has 2 extra cantrips.
2 cantrips, and one of the spells you can see, Magic Missile, has a ×1, meaning that he can cast this once without spending any spell slot, and then he can use spell slot to cast it again.
Exactly. Other spells that we have currently is Thunder Wave, so Magic Missiles, as we know. We can see that the free spell ×1 is here. We have Mage Armor, the classic. Ice Knife, a new spell that is introduced in the SRD for 2024. Scholar Spray, and Chromatic Orb, which is also something that has been added to Solasta, to SRD 2024.
And actually, I'm sorry, I think he has 3 as a wizard, 2 as a magic initiate, and 1 as an elf.
Yes, true. Elf also get 1 more. So he has like a lot of different like.
I'm sorry, I was debugging right now, but
it's
fine. It works okay.
As you can see here as well, we have a new feature for stuff like Chromatic Orb, where you can select the type of damage you want to inflict. So we could start with fire, but we could decide, hey, we want thunder damage instead. And we are going to be throwing a thunder one at this. And we miss. That's a bit of a shame, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. So Jetfa, you're going to be casting... So you used... Okay, you were going to use another Chromatic Orb. Hopefully this time it works.
Poison?
Oh, no, not poison.
Undead? Really?
Yeah. No poison, no poison. That wouldn't be wise. Let's see. Oh, you fell also. Well, this combat is not going so well. So, okay, yeah. Let's just get out of the stealth mode. She's gonna be... Oh, she's not seen. Okay, so again.
You have advantage because of the guiding bolt, maybe?
No, it's just because,
she
was sneaking still.
Okay.
Again, like right now, the reveal sneaking doesn't really work so well. And action surge, and we're gonna attack again. Oh, and that's a miss. But because we have the graze, weapon mastery. The enemy still received 3 damage here.
Actually,
on the
pretty
attack.
efficient.
Exactly. Means that you don't feel like you wasted your turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Guiding bolt goes off, and the skeleton dies. So as you can see here, the skeleton attacked my rogue, but because he triggered the attack, our cleric here just threw the guiding bolt directly on him. All right. Now, other spells we do have here for the cleric, let's show it a little bit. We have Protection from Good and Evil. We have Inflict Wounds. We have Guiding Bolts, the one and only. We have Cure Wounds, which is buffed for 2024. 2d8 now instead of 1d8.
Yes.
We got Bless and Bane. We got Sacred Flame. We got Light. And then we got a new one, Holy Conduit. Holy Conduit, which is a homebrew cantrip for the cleric and the paladin, which is melee and a little bit of AoE for radiant damage. Why did we decide to do this is because the cleric did not have a lot of cantrips that we could use in the SRD for Solasta, so we decided to add more. And another one here is Divine Shield, which grants 1d8 temporary hit points until the start of your next turn to an ally. So it is not healing, but it does allow you to protect your allies as a cantrip. And also we have guidance, the good old guidance. So let us show the divine Holy Conduit. Holy Conduit goes in. There we go, and blast. So as you can see, we managed to hit the enemy. So he takes 1d6, but he does succeed his Constitution save, meaning he doesn't take the extra 1d4 AoE. Now, okay, we were going to be chasing off.
You can do a sneak attack on the other skeleton.
You're right. Let's go back and
friends
sneak
next
attack.
to him.
Exactly.
Oh, I mean, with a bow could work, but
I mean,
Oh, okay.
You had to hit, come on.
I'm not hitting. I'm not hitting. The Skeleton Knight does have a good AC because of the shield and everything. But it's okay.
Usually it's another person who is very unlucky with a dice rolls.
That's an old story.
The wheel turns.
The wheel turns. Let us throw a... Okay, so what do we do? Let's throw a Shadow Dagger at this guy. Nope, we cannot see him. At this guy then. Because the AC is high, we're gonna do Wisdom saves instead for that guy. Okay, Jetfa, you're almost out of spells, so we're just gonna let you chill in the back lines.
Oh, come on, she has cantrips.
Lots of cantrips.
Oh, she does. You're right. I should have just used a cantrip. There we go. That's a good 9 damage. She also has, as you can see, Savage Attacker as her feat. Yeah, origin feat.
Yes.
Meaning that she attacks twice and she takes the best result. So she rolls damage twice.
This was provided by her background, I suppose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The background gives her that. Okay, Zoe is getting targeted by this little crossbone here. Got the knight. Oh, okay. He turned around and decided to hit the poor rogue. So our rogue is dying. Everything's good. We're going to be able to showcase a new divine channel divinity, which is the Divine Spark, meaning that we can heal allies for 1d8 plus wisdom from range without using a spell slot. And there we go. You're no longer dying. Welcome back to the land of the living.
You can be hit again.
Yeah, well, hopefully we kill it before he dies.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, it's not working so well right now. Oh,
Hey.
there we go.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, that's not a lot of damage. It was not a natural 20, it was just 15 plus 5.
It's still a challenging encounter for characters of level 2, even though you dispatch the skeleton caster pretty quickly, hopefully.
Yeah. It's okay. I mean, usually I can do that fairly easily, but it depends on the roll, right? We've missed a lot of like the big spells. Let's see here. Let's show the Ice Knight. Oh, we did hit once. There we go. And okay, Jetfa, you're going to be using
Fireball.
classic Firebolt.
Yes.
There you go.
We get rid of this guy, and the last guy here. Still miss, but Grace does the work. There we go. Come on. So he fails as well. So we're not doing too poorly either. Oh, we're missing. We're missing. Everyone's just missing all the time. Come on. There we go. Finish him off.
Oh, come on.
That's not very good damage roll
You
so
should
far.
use saving throw based spells. If you can.
Yeah, you know what? We're just gonna finish it with the magic missile. This way we can guarantee that it dies. There we go.
The good thing with the encounters while traveling on the world map is that usually you can have a long rest right after. So.
Yeah, and we're actually going to do that because we're going to show the level up. That is something that we haven't shown yet. And there we go. So long rest, you can see it says here you will consume 1 ration. This one is smoked fish. And you will regain your spell slots, your channel divinity, and your action surge that we all used. So as you can see here, you can see what has been lost. It's smoked fish, what has been recovered so far. And also, because we are ready to level up, we can level up here. And what is this, Mathieu?
It's multi-class.
Multi-classing, yay! So multi-classing still respects the rules of D&D at the moment, as you can see. Right now, because my wizard does not have wisdom nor strength, they cannot multi-class into cleric, fighter, or paladin. But they do have.
I fixed this small overdraw at the bottom.
Oh, the text, yeah.
I fixed it this afternoon, so.
And then he also doesn't have enough charisma for sorcerer, but he does have enough dexterity.
You can
for
have the
rogue.
best class.
So he can be the best class.
Yeah, it's
the one that Xavier loved.
Yeah.
But we are not going to be taking the multi-class. We are going to be instead showing the wizard level up. As you can see here, this is the simple level up where you can choose between the different subclasses because we're level 3. And you can just click on the spells to choose the spells. Or, sorry, that's not what I want to show. Or you can do the advanced level up, which is usually where you can look at all the details
and fine-tune
what you
otherwise it's going to be chosen automatically.
Yes,
this basic level up.
The basic level up is basically to help new players who don't really know D&D, so that they're not like, I don't know, like, you know, all the choices and everything.
And usually it's going to use algorithm to pick the most adapted spells for you. But again, if you want to have your own choices, you can go to advanced level up.
So here you can see what I get. So I get 1d6. So I go from 14 to 20 HP. This is not because of 1d6, it's because I get 4 plus 2 from my constitution. It's not just the dice. It's just, it lands perfectly. You can see that I get 3 spell slots, 1 level 1, 2 level 2s. I can choose between the School of Ruin, which is the new subclass for Solasta 2, which we'll not talk too much in detail because I don't want to spoil, but it's basically a more destructive subclass to the similar taste of those who like the arcane, Shock Arcanist in Solasta 1. And then we have a returning subclass from Solasta 1, which is the Court Mage. Court Mage, who gets the shielding fighting style, proficiency with shield, and the very powerful feature, Spell Shield, which can shield an ally and yourself. And then I get to select 2 new spells, because I'm a wizard. You can see that there are some spells that are still placeholder. Mystic Step should not be in the early access. It's still there. We're going to remove it. It will come later. Do not worry about it. For now, we're going to go with a good old, let's see. We're going to take Shatter, and we're going to take a good Scorching Ray, which is the usual. We're going to save, and then we're going to finish. And then we go to our little rogue. You can see that we can prepare the spells here as well if you want to change which one. For example, here, because you're elf, you can change every long rest the cantrip you know. So you can like decide, I don't know, I no longer want the firebolt. I want poison strike, for example. You can say here. And same wizards can also do that once per long rest. So you can say, I don't want annoying bee anymore. I want true strike, and then you go on. And now, because we're a wizard, we can select 6 spells to prepare.
Yeah, and once you finish leveling up to level 3, the game automatically prepares spell for you. But yes, you can still change it if you want to do something else.
So, for example, we see that Scorching Ray and Shatters are still here. So we can decide, hey, I don't want this, I want this instead. And then you finish. Now, Zoe is also ready to level up. Same as the others, she can multiclass, or she can get her subclass. Level 3, subclass being either Shadowcaster, which is the Solasta 1, subclass where you get spells, and also it has been improved so that you get shadow casting, the sneak attack on spells earlier. So you get shadow casting immediately as you choose shadow caster. And or you can get Scavenger, which is the Solasta 2 subclass, who does get a little bit better prices on shops because that's what scavengers do. And Serrated Edge, which is that the weapons you have are modded and they deal more damage once per turn. It doesn't really matter what we're selecting here because we are going to be using saves for the next combats to show. So I'm just going to pick one and it will not be the same selection. Our Cleric also has the subclasses that are Oblivion from Solasta 1, Battle Domain from Solasta 1, and Life Domain from the SRB. The reason why the Clerics have those three is because it is story related, right? So that's also why the Cleric is one of the only ones who don't have a new subclass for Solasta 2. Maybe later, maybe in a DLC, we do not know yet, but they do get 3 instead of 2, but they do get also like the old ones, which were a little bit reworked in some cases. So there's still a little bit of a change here. As you can see, if we choose in the the detailed one, you can see the different things. Life Domain gets their Disciple of Life and preserves life. Oblivion gets Gatekeeper, which has changed. Now you can actually get a dying creature on their feet with a bonus action. And Herald of Pain as it was before, and then the Battle Domain has the Divine Fortitude and the Decisive Strike as we had in Solasta 1. And at last, we're going to be showing our little fighter here. Fighter, who also gets 2 new classes, subclasses. We got the Commander coming back from the, I think it was the...
Palace of Ice? Maybe?
No, it was the other one, the Lost Valley. The Lost Valley. So a more support class of fighter where you can use different type of shouts to give bonuses to your allies and yourself. And the Aether Warden, which is a half-cast class, which is very interesting in that it has Mythology of Might, meaning that their spells scale on Constitution and not Intelligence, meaning you don't need to pump Intelligence to get a powerful caster with Mythology of Might. And then there we go, because we're not going to explore too much. We're going to talk more about those subclasses in detail later in the news when we get closer to the early access. Now, let's see a few questions, and then we're going to move to the next section of the game. So we can see Constitution casting is insane, and I would agree with you, aside from the fact that usually it is insane if you give it to a full caster. Our little Aether Warden is still a half caster, or what do we say, a third caster? Because it's still mostly a fighter that can cast spell, not a full spell caster that has insane amount of HP. We have a question of controller support was in the demo. Will it be in early access? You see this? This is a controller. There we go. I am controller right now. I can move around, I can select action, and I can, cast spells if I want to. Let's say I'm gonna cast this Shatter, and I'm gonna cast it on my allies here. There we go. There we go. Oh, I just killed someone.
Thanks, bro.
It's the rogue again. People are gonna think that I have like a vendetta against rogue, and maybe I do, but
yes, to specify this, to talk more about this, we are developing with the gamepad every day, so it's complex because we have to make the game interface twice, or at least to make it work with mouse and gamepad at the same time. But it's a good thing because the interface was thought to work with both control without having a specific different version, so it works well. And actually, when you want to explore and move around, it's in some respect, I think it's more pleasant to use a gamepad. For tactical combat, maybe the mouse is faster.
As you can see here, I was using indirect movement, as in, just like mouse. But if you look at the top right, we can also decide to do a direct control. And in that case, I can just move around with the joysticks. This, like Mathieu said, is very, very practical when you're inside. And that, sometimes you have like the ceilings are very low, and you kind of like want to see like from closer up. Also, if you want to change character, you just need to like tab out like this So it's like easy to switch between characters, aside from like the dying rogue, which is on the floor right there. But we're just gonna ignore her.
Another interesting element here is that we are in, well, not the dying rogue, but we are in a sunset light environment because we did a long rest. So we switch from midday to the end of the day. If you do another long rest, you're going to go into night.
In the night, yes.
And stuff will happen differently in the game based on this time settings.
So a little bit of a difference from Solasta 1. If you remember, Solasta 1 had all the, the dynamic time with the sun setting and everything. Yeah. This was a little bit complex. So what we did instead is we had 4 different time setting, which was basically day, dusk, night, and dawn.
Tuning lighting from a graphical aspect.
Yes.
It's a very complex task. So we limited ourselves to 4 light settings, which still gives very different atmospheres in the game.
In Solasta 1, it was like systemic, where it was like the thing was just like changing in the sky. The problem is we did not have control over the visual impact of it. Yeah. So sometimes we would like showcase something and the light would be completely like borked. It would be like there would be no shadows because the sun is right above, and it was like, it's a bit of a shame, like, it doesn't look as good as we wanted. So there we go. Okay, so as you can see, seamless change from mouse and keyboard. I can also do WASD. Right now I'm doing WASD because like I have direct control also on keyboard. So you don't have to use like a controller if you don't want to. I'm for example, I do not like controllers. I'm a PC gamer at heart, but this way we can also do whatever the controller does here. And we don't need to like restart the game or whatever. As you can see, I just pick up the keyboard or I pick up like the controller and it switches seamlessly. I can change from like indirect control right now to direct control at any time I want. And same if I want to have like characters split up, I can just say here, I am degrouping them, and now I can just like move them separately. Okay, there we go. Are the class shown? All that will be available at launch? No, there will be 2 other ones that we have not shown here, and those have been shown in the demo. One is the Paladin, and the other one is the Sorcerer. So you will have 6 classes at launch on early access.
And 4 ancestries.
And 4 ancestries, being the human, the dwarf, the halfling, and the elf. And then hopefully we add more later.
Yes.
Xavier, do you want to say, maybe tease something which class we kind of want to add later already?
Which classes? I don't know, can I say? I think probably you want a warlock somewhere.
Yeah, I think one of the warlock, I've seen some people starting to work on Eldritch Splash, right?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun working on it today.
So this is not a promise, of course. We release something else before the warlock. But it's basically that. It's like while we are showing you stuff like this, know that behind the scene we're working on other classes as well already too, because like we're not aiming to release 1.0 with only 6 classes. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So, all right. Yes, Sorcerer Burst is in the game. So we already have it in the game. Okay, now we're gonna be showing you a little bit more exploration by showing you a different area, which is a Lion's Den. Xavier, what is Lion's Den? Very quickly, without too much spoiler.
Very quickly, well, it's actually a hideout, but a dangerous place because there's a lion's den in that very place. So if you take the wrong turn, instead of finding the hideout for your friends, you will have to face the beast.
And why are we going to Lion's Den? Like, what are we looking for?
Without spoiling.
Without spoiling, you're looking for someone, right?
Some guy told you to find his friend who's hiding in the hideout and give him something. I think that's good enough.
Yeah, that's good enough, right? Okay, let's start moving around. As you can see here...
And what about the lions? Are they ill-tempered?
No, it didn't tell you anything about the lions. That's the fun part.
So, as you can see here, we have like a different biome here. We are in a lush and vibrant jungle with some like banters from the characters, because things are looking a little bit, we like to give a little bit life when we're traveling around. And we are, while roaming around, we do see, so some things to harvest. Just as a quick note, crafting, not at launch and early access. You do have like crafting components that you can find. Oh,
triggered something.
I did trigger something, I didn't even realize.
Yeah, we don't have crafting in early access. We are working on that system, but we still have some stuff that you can collect here and there that will be usable to craft.
Yeah. Okay, then we go inside. And we got a little bit of an intelligence roll.
Rotting meat, like a predator's den.
So as you can see, we do have like quite a few banters to help with the immersion, with the storytelling.
Yes, that's something we really love and we developed from the first game. And there are banters everywhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of banters. Like, I was surprised because here, for the first time, I actually took something
What's that you found? A dagger.
and it actually tells me it's a dagger. That's pretty cool.
It's all neat and shiny.
Yeah.
So just a note on the production. So all the levels you see are finished in terms of content and assembling them, putting the quests and stories and combats. We're now just polishing, so fixing bugs, improving stuff like comprehension of the objectives, making sure the player they don't miss anything in the game. So it seems pretty well advanced, but we still need these extra weeks to make the game best as possible.
Okay, what do we have here? Those are the sand lions. Let's get into a little fight with them, right?
Well, they're just big cats.
Okay, let's just trigger the fight without the surprise. As you can see here, I just got off from the cautious mode, and because it is no longer an ambush, we all roll initiative the usual way. So our little Zoe here is now a Shadowcaster. So you can see that she does have a couple of spells. So not this one here, yeah. So we did get her a Ray of Sickness and a Chromatic Orb and a Poison Spray. So we are gonna start with just a usual little bow attack. And this is going to vex our little Sunline here so that we have advantage against it on next turn. Our little friend here will start off with a, let's say, a Chromatic Orb, right?
Maybe you hit this time.
Maybe we hit this time, exactly. And we do hit. 7 damage, not a great roll.
Wow.
Oh, by the way, I've been playing from this side. Okay, so we get a lot of damage here from this view, but you can of course like zoom in and out and get to see the monsters or the environment a little bit closer. As you can see, Fex have a little bit of FX effects and all that kind of thing. So or wizard will go in, and I hope I can get close enough to do a big Thunderwave. Yes, I can. There we go. So we shoved one. The other one succeeded, so he does not get shoved. I can cast Expeditious Retreat once for free. Okay, well, I'm not gonna do that.
I think it's because you are...
Yeah, because I'm Wood Elf, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, I'm getting absolutely wrecked by this.
You are a dead Wood Elf.
Yeah, exactly. And they're brawling.
The good old wizard rush.
Exactly. Well, I wanted to show off the, it's to show off the spells that
we don't know exactly what you wanted to show.
Oh my lord, this is not starting well, right? My rogue is almost dead, and my and my wizard is actually on the floor.
Showcase your cleric powers to save this guy.
Exactly. Right now, I'm going to showcase the rousing shout. Get some advantage on my next attack. And we're gonna be starting to hack and slash. Oh, and I missed. Even with advantage. There we go. Oh, that hits. Okay, Eric Colwell, your time has come to shine. You are going to save that poor... Okay, it's too far, right? Can you... No, that's turn dead. That's not what I want to do. Divine Spark heal. There you go. Get back on your feet, shoulder. And with my bonus action, I'm going to cast Divine Fortitude, get an extra 9 HP. No, please don't kill it. Nah, oh. He's still alive, he's still alive.
1 HP,
Things are good.
It's attacked with advantage because it was on the 4.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Big sneak attack.
There you go.
1 dead. Second attack, missed. Ah. Jetfa, you can. Oh, Jetfa, I think you're in position to. No, you're.
Don't do that.
I'm not gonna do like a flaming because like it's. Oh, actually, can I? No, I can. Can I thread the needle to? No, never mind.
If you just have the rogue in the AO, it's fine.
Yeah, the rogue is not too much of a big deal.
Let me disagree with that.
All right, there we go.
Wow,
the small ones are dead.
Good turn.
Okay, so Finil, you with your 1 HP. What are you gonna be able to do? Not much, to be fair. This is a dash. This is not a disengage. Okay, you know what? Here, get a shotgun grasp up. Okay, and now you can just move away without triggering an opportunity attack. Let's see. Maybe she's not gonna follow you. Okay, fun fact, the ragdoll, as you can see, is still a little bit experimental, so you will see them flying around. It is very funny to see. I've been having... Okay, so as you can see, the Sandlion can leap to avoid getting blocked, because it's a big beast that has a lot of agility. Here we have a little sneak attack because it's moving aside. There we go. Oh.
Everyone has an opportunity attack.
There we go. He's taking a lot of damage. I think I see a bug here as well. They're spamming Poisonous Bite, and that should have the cooldown. It didn't used to do that.
Okay.
So, well, debugging life. It's alright.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to use a second wind so that I get some more HP, and then I'm going to go back to walking. As you can see as well, these beasts are resistant to slashing. So we are doing a lot of damage, but it's divided by half each time. So some of those beasts you will need to use magic or other damage type to make short work off. For example, I'm going to showcase the Life Drain spell, which is new. And that just missed. Okay, well, I'm not going to showcase it because I just missed.
Hit the stone.
Yeah, because it doesn't hit, right? It just happens. Okay. Oh, yeah, and because Zoe has spells and he has Shadowcaster, she may be able to actually land a... Here we go. Let's go with fire. And there we go. So interesting about the Shadowcaster, they can use spells to do their sneak attacks if it's an attack roll, just as if it was a long range weapon attack. There we go. It deals 12, and then it deals an extra 3 fire damage here.
Did you do 3 with the 2 dice?
Oh wait,
No,
that's
just
actually a
one
bug
die.
as well, right? It should be 2 dice. It's only 1 here. Okay, good to know.
Okay.
Alright. Jetfa, you're right there. Oh, Jetfa, you can now use your Burning Hands. Can I get 2? I can get 2.
Ow.
There we go!
22.
And he ragdolls into the wall! And he just flies around. Okay, Finil, you're alive, barely. You're going to be using Ice Knife. Oh, wait, what was this? Ice Knife.
You're targeting the camera.
Yeah, that doesn't work well. What is he doing?
Attacking the rogue, of course.
It's unfair.
The rogue really doesn't get a lot of love from the... Oh, and he's also growling again, getting
Rogue
HP.
down.
Rogue down, rogue down. Ah, you filthy beast. Get down. I'm gonna heal again just to make sure that I don't die. There we go. So, of course, we're playing a little bit fast here because we want to show you stuff, but ideally, you would want your rogue to start the combat on high ground and stuff like this to avoid it being a big melee pile here in the middle where everyone just dies and keeps on dying. We're just gonna get you up again. Where are you? Here. Get your little cure. There we go. Good roll. And I don't have any melee. Okay, so actually we're going to try to dazzle him. He's dazzled. So when he's dazzled, as you can see, he no longer has a reaction. So he cannot do an opportunity attack if we were to like run away. Missed.
Oh.
Missed again. Well, that's not good.
Back. Oh.
Jepfa, do you still have stuff? You do have stuff. There you go. That's a good.
Nice.
That's a good roll. And I think we can just finish him with a good old magic missile.
Arcana, Evo.
The good old reliable. It's not dead. 1 HP back. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, and that's a crash! Well, apparently if we kill the last mob with a opportunity attack, this is a crash.
I didn't see that one coming.
I didn't see that one coming either. It didn't happen when I was testing it. Well, yay! You get to see like the behind the screens. Okay, so don't worry about it. This is just how the dice rolls. We're gonna go into like a little back to the little loading screen here while we are loading the game again. But that was basically the end of the Lion's Den. We're going to be showing you one last combat area, which is going to be ambush. But we don't have to rush because this is going to be the last combat area that we're going to show. So in the meantime, I'm going to be asking a few questions. I'm going to be answering a few questions. The black hole magic, exactly. It's the Lion's fault, right? It just crashes the game. But it wouldn't be fun if, live on, this is just what we call scuff, right? This is part of the game. So if scuff didn't happen, we wouldn't be having so much fun. Okay, let's load the game and let's go to our last area, ambush. And I'm going to change to screen again. So, Xavier, explain to us what's happening here. Why are we here? What is the situation?
Without spoilers again, I guess.
And without spoilers again, of course. Otherwise, it'll be too easy.
I can say in this quest you're escorting Jepfa. That's why she's with you at this moment, and she thinks she's being followed by some bad people. And as it happens, while traveling with her, she feels that they're coming and asking you to maybe make a decision, so you can just stop and wait for this guy instead of being, running away. So I think you already started the battle.
Exactly. So in this case, because we did, take a bit of time to save and everything, the enemies did catch up to us.
But it's an interesting case because what we did is when you load this map, the enemies are just walking towards you.
Yes.
They don't know that you haven't spotted them, so you can hide and ambush them as they come.
Yes. So if I was smart and if I saved fast enough, I would be able to maybe ambush them from above.
Yeah.
To be able to get the jump on them, especially since a lot of them are thuggish archetypes with melee attacks. So getting the high ground really helps in that fight. Normally this fight is, when I play it, because I'm used to D&D, I can deal with it fairly confidently. But if you're new, this fight can be a little bit challenging, especially if you don't take advantage of the terrain. So let's see. We are going to be. Is height giving an advantage? No. Just as the rule is written, height does not give an advantage. Although maybe we want later on to test with different rules, but we haven't at the moment implemented a bonus when you're above.
It gives you a natural cover.
Exactly.
Of the enemies below.
Yeah, that does help, but that's more natural. Okay, we are going to be preparing Chromatic Orb as a ready action with some ice damage. There we go. We are going to be preparing another spell. Yeah, we're going to be preparing a Scorching Ray as a ready action. I think it works, right? No, it doesn't, because it's a multi-target spell. So we're going to target a Life Drain as a bonus as a ready action.
Here they come.
Yeah, okay, so the reason why you're not seeing is us attacking it. Oh fuck. Here we go. Up, removing the pop-ups again. Yep. The guy just took a lot of damage here. So for some reason I think right now the ready action don't show the VFX of the spell. We would have to debug that as well.
I think the debug stuff broke something.
Yeah, the little pop-up here was showing that something broke. So the reason why you cannot attack this guy, by the way, for the moment is because we're testing around with enemies being stealthy. And when enemies are stealthy, right now we cannot detect them. So as you can see, he is invisible. He has decided that you cannot see him, and out of consideration for his feelings, we absolutely cannot see him. He is absolutely not here.
What if you use a AoE?
You can actually hit him with AoE, but that's a little bit of a, that's not very nice for him, right? He's trying to be stealthy.
He's not gonna be nice with you.
Oh no, he's not. He has like an actual very big weapon that he's not showing right now. Alright, Zoe, it is your turn to shine. And we are going to start with a Ray of Sickness. That's pretty good. With this, there we go. With the little sneak attack on top of it. Little Sand Lion from the Beast Handler is coming up. And we do have a Violent Brute with his two-handed axe coming up. By the way, you may see some NPC right now in early access that will have a certain set of powers and etc. It is possible that later on, as we develop the game, they gain more and more like different powers as well. We have like some powers we have not yet developed for everything. For example, the Beast Handler, ideally in the future, want them to be able to buff their beast. But for the moment, that's not possible for them. So they're just here with their bow. There we go. Ooh, that's a big flaming hands right now, burning hands right now. Okay, let's see. What are you going to do? Oh, okay, we're just gonna do another thunder wave. I do that before.
We know how it ends.
Yeah, I know it ends.
Wizard on the ground.
Wizard on the ground.
We'll see.
There we go.
Boom.
That little beast that just flies around, flopping around. Wow. Why does the beast have such like ragdoll animation?
They have a spring in their body. When
Exactly,
they die,
it's pretty funny. I'm just gonna do this as well. Oh wait, he already has the bonus HP. Because I casted it earlier. Oof. Alright. So there we go, we're gonna shield that because we're a battle cleric and we have access to shield. Oof, the scout attacks from very far away. That's
He has a longbow.
yeah, he has a longbow. Beast Handler misses. It's the rogue again taking all the damage. Look, she has like
Yeah, nobody likes her.
she's behind the front line and she's still the one getting all the blows in the head for some reason. I think I can get to this guy, so I'm just gonna go and start like whacking the dude. There we go. We're gonna do a rousing shout. Get everyone advantage for the next attack. And start whacking the Beast Handler. That's one.
Nice.
Action Surge. That's two. Oh no, missed.
And graze.
And Graze. Graze still help. Every little bit helps. Let's see. I'm going to try to Ray of Sickness that guy as well. Nope, and that's a miss. You know what? You just get to hide a little bit, right? Because you don't have a lot of HP, and we don't want you to like get absolutely murdered. Thanks God the Violent Brute was far away. Okay, Jeffa, you are going to use a chromatic orb on this guy. This guy. Yeah, this guy. Oh wait.
96%. The other one.
Yeah. Okay, this one is very well hidden. As you can see, so yeah, one thing that is very interesting, because we do have percentage. Right?
Show more details.
Yeah. Here we can see the details of why. So 3/4 cover, -5. That makes it much harder to hit him. Mathieu, do you want to talk a little bit about like line of sight and cover and all that kind of thing? Like, how does it work?
Well, it works as the rule states, so +2 for half cover, +5 for 3/4 covers. So you can see directly with the line here, the block here with this shield it provides, which symbolizes 3/4 cover. And also when you, if you don't do the attack and it said move to a different location, you're going to see the lines showing how you're going to see the enemies and what covers they have from this position.
How do we know? How does the game tell you if you have half or full 3/4 or full cover?
Actually, I'm not sure. I think it's based on raycasting, but I'm not sure how much. Is it launching several ways to say how many are hitting? Possibly, but I don't know exactly.
Yeah, I think that's it. There's a ray targeting the head and the body and the feet, and if most of them are behind cover, then you have three quarters, etc.
Yeah, last I checked with Karim, our technical director, it was raycasting, like you said, and it's like depending on the number of rays that actually manage to hit the enemy, it gives them more or less cover. So if they're really like, there's just a bit of them that can see 3/4 cover. If you can see more than half, it's like half, and then it's like full. It's like no cover. So let's see. Get some fire. 24 damage. That's excellent. We don't get to like bounce again. Oh no! Unfortunately, there was no enemies close enough so that it bounces. Because one of the things that is very interesting with Chromatic Orb is normally if you do twice the same damage roll, it can bounce to another target.
Yes.
So that's the interesting part of it. So
interesting point on the wizard. He has a bluish bubble next to his portraits.
Yeah.
Which is the
spell shield,
the
right?
spell shield from the court mage. So it's granting you. It's like temporary points of a different kind.
Yeah, as you can see, it doesn't say like 20 plus 6, unlike
because
the
you
cleric.
can still have temporary points and
Exactly.
the spell shield, and it's going to act as a buffer.
Exactly, the spell shield is additional, and if I'm going to try to take an opportunity to attack here, I take 15. As you can see, I am down only 9 HP because 6 were absorbed by the spell shield, and now it's gone.
You're biased towards rogues and wizards, and actually those are our two favorite classes.
It's my silent way of saying that I'm not happy. Okay, let's see. We are going to be casting. What are we casting? Let's cast a little annoying bee, just to be annoying. There you go. Be annoying. Oop. Well, the text, as you can see, bees. They're annoying. So annoying bees. For those who wonder why I would ever use that cantrip, it's very good against spellcasters. It is guaranteed damage, so you force a concentration check, and they have disadvantage on their concentration check until the end of the turn. So it is really annoying for enemies that have flight, for example, or any kind of like spells that need to be maintained. Okay, let's see. You're close range. We are just gonna whack you with a good old mace then. Decisive strike. Whack. You're dead. I have to take care of this one. He's being very. Ooh, Jetfly is dying. That's not good. If that were the old rule set, she should be dead. Yes, because Mathieu would not give her death saving throws. But Mathieu is a very merciless DM when it comes to NPCs. But we're like, okay, well.
They're just another mouth to feed, so.
Exactly.
Except in the case of Solasta too. Just one food ration is enough to feed the whole party.
Yes.
Whichever the number of party members, even if you have companions. We simplify the rules so that the intendance or management of food is simpler in the game.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Scout's taken care of. And we got the Violent Brute.
Ouch.
Violent Brute, who has this little tendency of being extra aggressive. Every attack that he does is with advantage. Every attack that you that you hit against him is also with advantage. So it's like
the reckless from the barbarian.
Exactly. He's always using reckless attack almost. So we are going to get him a little. We're gonna debuff him with a ray of enfeeblement just in case. There we go. So next time he attacks, if he does survive this round, he's going to be a little bit less of a menace. Ooh, what was that? Oh, wait, my ally is dying. Yes, I'm killing her. Here we go. Leonori coming back. Whack him in the back. There we go, 11 damage, that's a good hit. And actually, you know what? We're gonna stop here for the moment, just to take the questions, because we've gone a little bit fast. This is the last fight.
Yep.
So, if anyone wants to say anything first on your side, let me know, or we're gonna start taking questions. Mathieu, do you have any comments that you want to give about what we just showed?
I think it was really pretty good. Obviously, I've seen a few glitches of text and icons missing, but otherwise, yes, I think it's. We've recently balanced the difficulty, so the fights are maybe a bit harder than what they used to, or more challenging.
Yeah,
So
well,
it's
they
a
used to be
process.
very easy for a long time.
Yeah.
But now that a lot of systems are finished and working, if we are to use them to have an interesting challenge, it needs to be a bit hard at least.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there's a challenge in terms of difficulty for new players who haven't played Solasta before, who don't know well D&D. So we'll speak a bit more about that later on. But we have
We can show them. It is already in
we can
this
show the different
Yeah.
difficulty settings. So for now, we have two. We have authentic and
Explorer.
we
Yeah.
have three.
I mean, the third one is custom. It's always just because custom is considered.
And then you can, you should gray out the other stuff when you're not in custom. But anyway, you can select how much you're going to alter the attack rolls of the enemies, of the allies. You can change the damage. You can use the karmic dice, which is a system which instead of when you roll a d20, you're going to roll all the 20 values first until you roll a 1 a second time, I think.
No, the karmic dice is more like, no, it's a bit different. Like the way that it works is basically it avoids, just like BG3 Larian also have that, it avoids long streak of bad luck. The more bad luck you have,
chance of when you have
exactly.
one. Okay.
So the more bad luck you have, and the more the dice are going to be weighted to be like a little bit like better.
Okay.
So this avoids like, oh, I've done like 4 rolls in a row with 1, 2, 2, 3 or something, which kind of suck. You can of course turn them off if you want to like experience true NRG and RNG
And
suffer. Yes, because sometimes the dice are really not in your favor. And we also have to help like people who are very, very like, struggling with the difficulty. Loaded damage and healing dice. It's basically you roll twice and you get the best result. So that is also an option. As you can see, it has less, at the moment, options for Solasta 2 difficulty settings than Solasta 1. This is of course because we're still in early access, or we're not even started early access. So we added this to make sure that you could still play early access and actually enjoy the game. But later on, probably we'll be adding more and more, just like we did in Solasta 1, so that people can change that.
The authentic should be challenging for good players, which we advise you to play to use when you start the game.
So yeah, authentic D&D players, Solasta 1 players. If you are less familiar with the roles and you don't really know what you're doing, maybe start an Explorer, which is the default setting in Solasta 1, for example, that we
The
have.
first few fights of the campaign are going to be simple. Because,
it's tutorial.
part of the tutorial. After that, it's going to become more ruthless, so be prepared to use your... Well, it's the right difficulty makes you think in a tactical way and use the powers at your disposal, so it's really important we have the right difficulty.
Yeah.
And probably some players will want the harder mode.
Exactly. We'll in the future we'll have harder mode as well, probably. It's always the case.
Yeah.
It's just a question of when we actually add them. So other things that you can see that we have control, we have key mapping that's also there, because we know that some people really dislike using the keys that we give you by default. So hopefully this should help. There's not everything that is mapped for now, but again, early access, you'll have more and more as we go on. Video options as usual. Oh, it is actually 4K for some reason. Okay. And then we got the interface for those who have trouble with the subtitle color or readability. This is thanks to our UX designer as well, who's like, very, very much looking for people who are having trouble, playing the game. And also for the dice, people who love the dice. And some people have asked, can the dice roll slower? We remember that from another stream. So we do have a dice speed multiplier here to make sure that people can enjoy the dice like they want.
And I think we can say that we have... for Solasta 1, some system really came up for 1.0, but here for Solasta 2, even for early access, we have, for example, key mapping. It came up later in Solasta 1. We want to have as much as possible of all the settings and features you would expect when you start playing the early access.
Yeah. Okay, so in that case, we are going to be starting to take a few of the questions. I first see. I see. Can we expect implementation after the main release of Monks and Ranger with their? Oh, okay. So Velombre, just so you know, so someone said Dro is actually in D30. I think that's the case in the as a sub race. It's just that, as a reminder, we are not playing in Forgotten Realms. We are also playing in Solasta. And because Solasta won, remember before 2024, Dro were not in a SRD race.
It's not part of our lore.
It's not part of the lore, unfortunately. So we could maybe try to add them, but at this point, it's like we have so many other ancestries that we want to add. We want to add the Tiefling bag, potentially. We want to have like Dragonborn, all those, ancestries. That Drow is not necessarily one of the top priority that we have.
And for the new classes coming up, you can be vocal in the community channels to say we want the monk. Anyway, we've not predetermined
exactly
when we're going to implement that class. Or maybe we have a few leads for the first updates. But for the next one, if you think a class is specifically important for you, do not hesitate to argue and be vocal.
We've always been very, very, hand in hand with the community, and that's also why we do early access, right? So, the team, like for example, Xavier's designer team, also have done tremendous work to help implement stuff that players would love to have. We usually work hand in hand with Xavier, for example, when we do some contests where the community suggests some ideas and then Xavier goes and actually put it in the game. So those kind of things is something that we do during early access. You can expect surveys, you can expect contests to to add design. Maybe even we're thinking about potentially adding some random events created by the community later on the world map to have like more events as well. Those kind of things, right? So yeah. And yeah, I see that some people are asking for customization option for elves. It's like you will see the character creator at some point. You can do a lot of things with it. So you probably can do like dark elves if you wanted to visually. Show inventory. Inventory looks like this. If you're curious.
It's similar to what you had in the demo, but with lots of improvements and quality of life stuff. When you drag and drop, you can easily unequip stuff, etc. So, but it's the same philosophy.
Yeah.
You have a document to read or something?
Oh yeah. I think I can show that as well. If you want to read the document. There you go. So you can read lore as well.
Yeah, so that's one of the things we added.
You have to destroy it after reading.
Yeah,
it was written.
Destroy it. There we go. Destroyed.
It's something that comes from your background. So each background you have a document that explains how you were invited to join your siblings at the beginning of the game, and there are a lot of let's say not Easter eggs, but a few winks at the Solasta 1 players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see. Okay, so I have a question about French. We do have French. If you actually go on our Steam page right now, we have updated since the TGA announcement the different languages that will be available at launch of early access, and those are English, of course, French, Spanish. So again, for Spanish players, there you go. Spanish. We have Italian.
German.
We have German. We have Portuguese, Brazilian. We have Polish. We have Russian, and we have Chinese. I think that's the simplified Chinese. Someone is asking, is traditional Chinese something that we are considering? I do not think so, because the problem is there's a lot of different languages. We would love to have the game in every language, right? Like, I know we have a very, very vocal and maybe very small as well, but a group of Japanese and Korean fans that we usually see on Twitter. But so far, it's very hard to justify also because again, we're a small studio, so we have a very limited budget, so we have to choose our battles. And maybe if the game sells super well, we can consider other languages, but we have to first concentrate on the main languages that we can cover.
And we have a lot of words.
Yes, and because it's an RPG, and because Xavier is very prolific with the narration, there is a lot of words to translate, and that means that translations are very costly. This is also a reason why some people are asking, Well, we have localized voice actors, like French voice acting. It's very expensive. That's why, for example, when someone's asking, why do we only have 2 male and 2 female voices for the main characters? It's because of the cost. Everything in Solasta is voice acted. That's one of the things.
The main, your heroes, they all have the same set of lines. So the whole game is voiced 4 times.
Already, yeah.
For the heroes. Yeah.
For the heroes, yeah.
Yeah. Would you consider publishing the voice lines so people can make their own voice recording? I do not know about that. That seems a very specific thing. Yeah.
The integration of new voices is complex because the timing of the cutscenes depends on it.
Yeah,
changing it's really tricky.
So some people are asking about sorting for the inventory. So right now, because it's early access, we have a filter system. In the future, maybe we want to add like a sorting.
We have it in the design, but it's not implemented.
Yeah. Okay. So it's already in design. So yeah. Okay. So it's even like something already scheduled for.
But the amount of work this screen has
yeah.
caused, it's we have to be careful and make sure that the rest of the game is well developed and debugged.
Is there a release date for the early access? Yes, 12th of March 2026. It has been announced in the trailer for the TGA. In direct view, will we be able to look up? So the problem with looking up is that you would need to create the skybox, decorate the things, make sure that everything
we
looks
have
good.
One actually, but it's still a complex control to use.
So it's
no.
I think BG3 also don't really allow you to like look up the sky like this. So it's limited. You can still see like far away and you can see the sky, but it's very, very difficult for us to justify the work of, for example, if you're in a cavern and you want to look up and then you have like the entire ceiling being decorated and everything.
Yes.
With the side of our team, we already struggle to like decorate the ground of the caverns.
The game is designed to be played from up top, so we make a lot of work to make it look good from the top view.
Yeah.
And if you just want to look up sometimes, it's going to be a lot of lost work.
For those asking, is there a streamer program? Yes, we are on Lurkit. So you can go on Lurkit and you can sign up to the partner program. And once the game gets close to release, we're probably going to do missions to get like keys and stuff like this. So if you're a content creator, just head to Lurkit. What is the bar below the character portrait on the top left corner of the inventory screen? This one is the weight.
It's the reminder of the encumbrance.
Yes, encumbrance.
When you drag up an item on other characters, you can see the encumbrance, so it lets you know if it's going to make the character encumbered or heavily encumbered.
Like if I try to give something heavy to my fighter, it should push her to encumbered. Let's see. Does the stuff work? No. Yes. As you can see here, she's encumbered now. So she has 10 less feet for movement. I do believe that we have we have planned the different Solasta version of the encumbrance and tabletop version,
or maybe even remove it in some kind of easy setting for people who want to avoid it.
Because we know encumbrance is not fun for everyone. Like Solasta has a fairly aggressive encumbrance rule, so that strength is also valued. So that you need strength to like carry a lot of things, but we also know that some people don't like that and they don't want to be like encumbered all the time. So
and we have the scavenger system in Solasta 1, which is not ready yet for.
Oh yes, that's fair. We talked about the cumbers, which are the equivalent of Solasta 1's scavengers. Yeah. But like you said, the system will be implemented later on during early access.
Yes, so you will. I mean, it's really great not to have to pick up every stuff that you want to resell. Mm-hmm. When you have the system working, you can just leave them there and you know that it will be picked up by the commerce for this game. Mm-hmm. And they will sell it and give you the money back and keep the good stuff that you might want to keep, like magic items that you've missed. So it's really cool.
They're very, very honest. they do tell you, you forgot the magic item.
Adventurers can be dangerous, you know.
Yeah, they don't want to get on your bad side because they just stole a little potion on the fly, right? So, any DLC on the roadmap? So, just so you know, the only DLC we have planned right now is the supporter pack. And again, supporter pack, I always have to remind everyone, it is not a value DLC. You don't buy it to get stuff. It's a tip jar. If you want to give us more, if you want to give us like $10 because you want to help us with the development of the game, this is the tip jar. It will feature some like cosmetic items for fun, but it's
pretty cool ones. Actually.
Yeah, very cool ones actually. Because this time we actually decided to like think about it, but it's not supposed to give you an advantage or more content to play. So don't worry about that. If you don't want to buy the supporter pack, it's no big deal. You're not gonna miss much. But we're not planning DLCs in advance of like content DLCs, because right now we're focused on getting the early access out and the 1.0, and we don't want to already say, oh yeah, that is going to be locked behind DLC. Like this is not how we work.
Yeah.
We're like, what can we do with the time frame and the budget we have, and then once the game is out, we can think about
and Solasta 1 has proved that it's a good kind of game to have
to have more
adventures
DLCs,
and content.
Yeah, and for reminder, someone was saying like, what about the +1 Constitution Bread? That was not even a paid DLC. Like for Constitution Bread was the Kickstarter. So it was more like, to help everyone who backed up during the Kickstarter, is like, here, have a +1 Constitution Bread, a dwarven bread that is impossible to eat. Will the level cap for the main campaign be level 12 like in Solasta 1? No, it's going to be level 10, and if you remember, when we released 1.0 for Solasta 1, it was level 10.
Yeah.
Level 12 was added for free later on as an update. So maybe we are in the future. We never know. But at the moment, the plan is level 10. And I also don't want to get stabbed in the back by my production director for saying, sure, let's do level 12. And she's going to be like, this is so much work.
Yeah, it's more powers, more spells,
Yeah.
and also you have to rebalance the ending of the game, because
Yes.
if you're level 12 instead of 10,
It's a little bit too easy
with
after
lots of
yeah.
consequences.
I see a question of, please launch Solasta 1 and 2 for Switch 1. That's
Switch
not
1,
possible.
wow.
It's like, it's probably not possible because of the need for super optimization. And Solasta 1 especially, just so you know, we've stopped updating it. Like, again, we're a small studio. We cannot have two teams both handling Solasta 2 and one team on Solasta 1. That would be way harder to maintain the studio working out. Okay, level 20. No, level 20, not for sure, no. Are we planning for mod support? So again, modding is something that we don't really have control over so much. It is something that we really enjoy. We love to see people bringing mods with their own classes, their own features, their own fun. Solasta 1 has a very good one at that called Unfinished Business, which adds tons of subclasses, level 20, multi-classing, but the thing is, we cannot tell you, yeah, sure, we're gonna, allow mods to do that. Like, we're not against mods, so we're not gonna block modding, but at the moment, we have our hands full with making the game as much as we can, the best we can, and modders can, at the moment, maybe tinker around with Unreal and see what they can do, but we cannot promise to say, yeah, sure, there will be like a modding API or something like that. You have to remember, even Baldur's Gate 3 with the size of the team, which was like 400 to 800 during peak time, the modding only came, like the official modding tools only came like 2 years or 1 year or 2 years after the launch of 1.0. So it's a very, very complicated thing. Okay. Is there going to be personality choices like in Solasta 1?
Yes, there are personalities. It's a bit different, but you have a number of archetypes that you can pick for each of your characters.
That will change the way they talk and stuff like that.
Yeah,
right?
so it's not just a list of different. We call them personality flags. You just choose one archetype. And it's because we couldn't use it fully for the first game. Some of these choices were not really used, and it was a bit of a waste. So this time, okay, my character is going to be like that. It's going to have this kind of personality, and that's what we're using.
Yeah. I see a question about Fine Steed. We are not going to have mounts in Solasta 2.
No.
That's too expensive.
We ate all the horses.
We ate all the horses. Poor horses. Will multiplayer be available during early access? Yes. Hopefully we can release it sooner rather than later. Any plans for the Solasta 2 game book? I'm pretty sure we would love to. Question is when, how, again, we did one for Solasta 1. It was quite complicated to do, but holy, it was fun. And
I guess it's you who do it usually, so it depends on how much time you have, right?
Exactly as well. So yeah, Solasta 1 was coordinated by me, but had a lot of help from Xavier and the writers, because I'm not the one writing all the lore, that's for sure.
And a lot of the art also had to be prepped and all. But it's a nice item to have in your home.
And usually by the end of production of a game, the writers don't have as much work to do, because all it takes idea is just editing,
so we can have them,
and then they can have more time to do stuff.
Okay, let's see, because it's 45, so we are gonna answer a few more questions and we're probably gonna wrap it up. Speak with animals, not a thing, because of the fact that it would be a lot of work to have
animals,
even the models, but then
all
also
the
like the writing
and branches and.
We don't have, like, again, remember Baldur's Gate 3, 400 some? We have 2 writers. And Xavier helping narration.
Yeah.
We don't have an army of writers. We probably can't afford to make a lot of like different animals and dialogues and stuff like that. New Game Plus. Nope, not planned. That's not something that really works for us, right?
No, we don't have plans for that. No.
We don't have plans. I mean, maybe later we're going to be like, oh yeah, but that works fantastically. But D&D, usually you don't do New Game Plus. You just, do another party, do another campaign.
Iron Man, though, I think it's going to be
technically New Game Plus, right? You keep on dying, you keep on restarting the game, but with more knowledge, New Game Plus. Character creation stream. Okay, so we will talk about character creation. We have something coming up, but not now. Is there a chance you create a Soul Knife subclass for the rogue? So again, Soul Knife, not SRD. We cannot just push out the Soul Knife. And if the question is, are you going to do something similar to the Soul Knife? I don't know. Maybe in the future, but usually we avoid to do like copy paste, like same themes. We still want to do something a bit different. For example, like the Aether Warden is not a copy of the Eldritch Knight. Eldritch Knight has a lot of different things that they play around, while the Aether Warden is more like a big tanky dude with a constitution for casting spells and stuff like this. Let's see. Is Solasta 2 self-funded? Right? It's not, Kepler does not...
No, it's our studio's
funded. It is our studio, right?
With the sales of
Solasta
1 and some loans and stuff. But
Kepler is helping us a publisher, especially in the marketing, getting us to events. It's also like we used to say, like a big brother, right? It's it's easier in the industry if you're not alone. So it is a good thing about Kepler is it's a group of studios, and it's mostly developer run, right? It's the heads are people like you, Mathieu, the different people from other studios.
They act as a loudspeaker for our voice, actually.
Exactly, it's a loudspeaker.
More means for and also lots of support in in code and other stuff. So it's a great big brother.
For example, they help with IT for a moment. They're also helping when it comes to finances. We did exchange with them and stuff like that. So it's a good thing. For example, even in marketing, we do often hold meetings and workshops with the Kepler team, so that they can also give us hey, we did that with this different studio, it worked very well. Okay, cool. So that's a very nice thing to have. And also, that Kepler usually has also very good games, right? Pacific Drive. Yeah. Maybe you've heard of Expedition 33, right? So they're and now we also have Ontos on the table. We have Orbitals as well.
Yeah, and before that, Sifu and Rematch.
Sifu, Rematch, yeah. So hopefully Solasta 2 will also join the the star lineup as well, because we are looking to make a very good game. Let's see. Do we have other questions? Blah 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 blah. Bonjour de Strasbourg. Bonjour.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello, fellow French person. Let's see. I think we are going to be wrapping up then. I see less and less questions. So thank you all for joining today. I hope you guys enjoyed a first look at the combat encounters and the way that you fight. I hope that it reassured you that the game actually is still very good D&D and 2024 rules. And if that is all for us today, we are going to say bye-bye. And again, thank you for joining us. And we were very happy to be here and to show you different things. For the travel mechanics, because I see some people say that, you can look at the previous stream where we showed the world map. Although, know that the world map has updated quite a bit.
Yes.
And you will see that when we show the world map again, it looks like night and day. A lot of good updates. All right, people. Cheers and
Thank you.
goodbye. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
My dear children, I write this letter to you as testimony of my undying love. Diorcus, my beloved, you will honor our goddess more than I ever could. Ricard, my cherished, find your father's steel and face the challenges ahead.
What happened?
She knew Marike was coming for her.
Never forget, the bonds that tie the six of you will be your strength.
Lies. You should have saved her.
She deserves the peace of death.
What an interesting family you must have.
Is that fear I sense?
Stay in the light. Never give in to darkness. Your loving mother, Marhin.